What's happening, everybody? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. Today we are going to get outdoors, but it is a simple case, a very simple case that most of us probably go through. I would say everybody goes through in some point, at some point. It's a case of having to do what you need to do as opposed to what you want to do. We have had terrible rains. We've had a hurricane come through, and we've had a lot of wind and rain, and today actually turned out to be a pretty decent morning. But that pretty decent morning turned into what I have to do or need to do as opposed to what I want to do. Because I have to do this stuff when I have the time. And today I have the time to go to the auto parts store. We've got to change the oil in Bert. And I need to replace some lugs. Some threads and some lugs were in pretty bad shape on the passenger side of that vehicle when I changed the brakes. So before I go get the new tires and I have these guys try to take these lugs off, and then they start telling me, hey, we've got to replace these lugs and these lug nuts, that's going to cost you $6 million. I'm going to do it myself. So I got to head up to the old auto parts, and since it is such a nice day, and I say it's a nice day because the first part of the day is supposed to be nice, and the second part of the day is supposed to be that whole thunderstorms are on their way. And that's fairly typical, which is why I have decided to take the first half of this day and get the things that I need to do done as opposed to what I want to do. And believe me, I had a list of things I wanted to do. But sometimes you have to say, hey, I got to do what I need to do, not what I want to do. But maybe if we have enough time after I'm done doing what I need to do, we can go do what I want to do. It'll probably rain, but it's sunny right now. But at least we're going to get in a nice ride on the monkey, and I'm going to take him and head to the auto parts store down in the county and get the things we need and come back here and get to work. Because an oil change isn't that bad, but I'll be honest with you, knocking those lugs out of a hub, well, you'll see. That's scary. It can be frightening. Getting them back in is even more frightening. Just saying. And the way my luck usually goes, it never just goes easily. It's never just, hey, I just took that lug, knocked it out, knocked a new one in, put a lug on, put the wheel back, everything's great. No, I don't have days like that. If I have one today, it would be, I'll be glad that I'm recording it, because it's that whole posterity. Posterity? Is that the word? Might not be the right word. Maybe I'm thinking of posterior. It's that recording it for history purposes. Anyway, let's go. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we got one lug right here that's just, the threads are not pretty. And for whatever reason, the Jeep Liberty, and this probably goes with a lot of other Jeeps as well, they have a thing for screwing up the lugs. Not sure what that's all about. Cheap material maybe, I'm not sure. But either way, I've got to get that off of there. And I got 3. It looks like all the rest of these are probably okay. But that's got to come off there before it presents an issue. I cannot begin to tell you how hot and humid it is right now. Yes, I can. As a matter of fact, I think I just did. I began it. But I don't think I need to carry it on any further, because when you start off with "I can't begin to tell you," that pretty much puts it into a whole new category of just nasty. And that's what it is, nasty. Now, if I could just remember what size that bolt is. Well, evidently it's a 21. And fortunately, a little whacking with the hammer and it came right out. But what really got me there is how easily it mushroomed. I mean, I was not hitting that very hard, and it mushroomed the tip of that thing. So my guess is they're not very good. Otherwise, people wouldn't be replacing them as frequently on YouTube as they are. So here's how I do this. I usually just stack up a bunch of washers, and then I'll put the nut on here, tighten her down, and it'll pull that tight into the back of the hub. And just like magic, there we go. Yes, I put a little grease on the threads just to keep from creating too much heat on those raw threads like that. But now I got to put the brakes and everything back on, and then we can change the oil. Okay, I only see one leak under here, which is impressive, to be honest with you. And that appears to be on the oil plug itself. And that could be because it's not tight enough, or it could just be because the bushing on the plug is just wore out. But we'll take a good look at it, and one way or the other, the oil's getting changed. Do you ever notice there's always one mosquito? It's just one. It's like one. It's just flying around and will not stop. I've already been bit by an ant on my arm, and it's stinging like crazy. But anyway, let's get to the oil change here. The oil looks good. So I took a ride down to the AutoZone to get a new oil drain plug, just because that one was leaking. And it's probably the one that came on it in 2005, so the gasket is probably worn out. So now we're going to put on a new K&N oil filter. K&N, sorry. This way it's N and K. This is K&N. Valvoline 5W30. High mileage, because this car has high mileage. All right. Oil filter is on, plug is in. Yeah, oil filter's on, plug is in. Oil goes in. We are going off to Lake Gaston, where I have the last 2 weekends said I'm not doing this. Just because it really wasn't ready. Now, I have changed oil, I have fixed brakes, I have repaired radiators, fans, cleaned. I've done a little bit of everything other than get those tires I wanted to get. Now, there's enough rubber on these things, I believe, to get us where we need to go. At least I hope so, anyway. It's 2.5 hours, roughly. Unfortunately, it's an extremely overcast, cloudy day, which they didn't call for. Now, this was supposed to be a partly sunny day. This is a it could rain at any given moment day. But we're going anyway. I just turned right on 666. Not quite sure how I feel about that.
Arrive 1,000 Trails Lake Gaston. Arrived.
Now, this is only about the fourth time maybe that I've been here. It's not an overly huge campground, not like the 1,000 Trails that y'all are used to seeing me at. 1,000 Trails in Virginia, in Gloucester where we're at, I can ride to different places to fish. Out here, you have one place to fish. You're on the bank no matter what. There's no fishing, obviously, as this guy said, from the piers or anything like that. So we're kind of, we're just at the mercy of 500 yards, really. Well, we are here. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a beautiful lake. And there's some fish in this thing. Some shell crackers in here that really surprise you. Now, I'm gonna test the waters here first. I'm gonna go with a lightweight 2-pound with a PC fin flame rod and a little Fluger Tryon with 2-pound line. Let's just see if anything, that's pretty far, that's good, anything hits. Oh, we got a hit right there. Got a hit right there and I missed him. And we have a tangle. Okay, we got the tangle out. And we're getting just beat to death here. There we go. Do we have a fish? We do. We got one. What do we got? A gill. What are the chances that the first fish of the day is a gill? Hey, 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 hey. Thank you, gill. That's our North Carolina gill right there. A little long here, red breast, under the pier. Strong fish. And he stuck the hook in my finger. Thank you. And I just switched colors for a second just to mess with their heads a little bit, and got us another little gill here. Went with a smaller curly tail. Little gill hit. Oh, look at that. Ain't that pretty? Oh, no, look at that. Wasn't that pretty? Are you gonna get out of them rocks? There you go. Good job, buddy. That sure was a pretty fish. I was wanting to show you him. All right, did a little color switch just to see what would happen, and yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Another red breast. This is the like red breast North Carolina here. Long ear, whatever y'all want to call them. Come here. Stop it. But they're mean, I can tell you that. I'm glad he managed to get his mouth around that. I figured since we just talked about it the other day, I'd go ahead and bring the old Fury Diamond 150. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good little hit. Yeah. He was attracted to the sandy color with the gold. Not very big, but he sure put up a fight. So here we are at what I think used to be Willow Point, and now is some kind of strange purple leaf tree. And we switched rods and reels. This is a Browning rod. It's a ultralight. No, this is just a light. It says 5'6", 2 to 8 pound line, and I've got a little Lose Mr. Trout on there. I really like those reels. Shame they don't make them anymore. And then I had to go switch. I got that Delta off and put this newer, older 170 Abimatic on here, which I really like. Really, really, really. As a matter of fact, I like it. It would be in my top 3. I ain't kidding. Whee! Oh, oh, oh. We got him. We got him. We got you. How'd you get that in your mouth? Could you go back down there and teach the rest of your friends how to do that? Because, I mean, how did you do that? Look at those beautiful orange tips. Man, it's just gorgeous. See ya. I knew there had to be one over here. He's a strong one too. Steady one. All in all, it is a beautiful lake. You really need a boat to fish it properly, but I was catching fish. I've been catching fish all day. But in order to keep this video from being 2.5 hours long, you didn't get to see all of it. And I caught a lot of small ones that I didn't really bother with putting on video, but most everything I caught was small. But this is a nice campground. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take you back to the truck. I'm going to take all of this stuff off, probably change a battery, maybe get me some ice cream. We might drive around the campground and let you see it and head on home, because it is getting late. I mean, 2 o'clock ain't late, but 2.5 hour drive home. Well, the time has come, and I'm going to tell you right now, I really wish I had a camper here right now, because this 2.5 hour drive back home, I'm not so sure how I'm going to take it. I'm tired. Thousand Trails Campground, Lake Gaston. It's a fun place. If I had some form of boat, and I don't mean a kayak, this lake is way too big to fish with a kayak. Wind is extremely strong out there. Trying to pedal a kayak, it's not fun. I've done it. This has been a good day. It's been a good, relaxing, just nice day. And man, have I been wanting one of them. Of course, I get to go back to work tomorrow. Fish were caught all day. And I say all day because we got here at 9:30 something, and it's now going on like almost 2:30. I talked with a lot of people. I walked around, taking it all in. It wasn't stressful fishing. Fish were caught everywhere I went. Rods and reels, let's talk about them real quick. Zebco Delta ZD2. Something ain't right with it. I don't know what it is. That's figured out. You try to retrieve, and it's like the brakes are rubbing. It's not the line. Don't know what it is. I've got no idea. It's not the rod. I've cleaned out the eyelets. Don't know what that is. Of course, the Abimatic 170 did great. Always does. Never have a problem. The Fury Diamond 150 did pretty good, but I did not like the rod I had it on. The Abu Garcia Connellan. Not the right rod for that reel. I'll change that, but the reel did great. Cast really far, 4-pound line on it. Did great, caught some fish with it. And again, some of those fish that I caught I didn't even film. They were so small it just wasn't even necessary. But to be able to come to a place and fish all day and catch fish all day. Now, I don't mean cast after cast, but constantly catching fish. Actually, my favorite combo of the day was a Lose Mr. Trout with a $2 Browning rod that I got from the flea market. Casts great, retrieves great, nice action on the rod, green and gold, my favorite colors. Well, green anyway. It just did good. It did a really good job. I had fun with it. I mean, I really had fun with everything I used, except the Zebco, for whatever reason. It just doesn't want to act right. But regardless, what we're going to probably do is I'll drive around and let you guys see the campground, just kind of zigzag through and fade out and go on home. I truly appreciate you guys hanging on. I know that it's been very sporadic and very hard to make videos. As a matter of fact, this one didn't come out on the Sunday that I wanted it to come out on. Anyway, enjoyed this. Thousand Trails, Lake Gaston, North Carolina, Littleton, North Carolina. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Whatever the next one might be. Might just be me walking to the trash can to throw this away. Because if I don't, all that's going to leak in my floor or on my dash or my center console, and it's going to make me mad. I'll get angry. A lot of cleaning went on in this thing. Oh, and Bert did great, by the way. Let's just put that in there. 99.5 miles we traveled. And it's just off of full, in between, on the quarter lines, in between, in the middle there. Still 3/4 of a tank, 0.5. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you. Throw this away.